Omnism or Omnism. What is it? This video will give you the etymology, what the word means broken down as a word. But then we'll go over the definition. What does an omniist believe? And we will end with a philosopher's take on how you might think that this is true. The ism tells you that there's a system of belief or a theory. This part, Om, it's a sound that you make with your voice that means a lot of really sacred things to different religions. But it also just means creation. And then the N-I added to it changes the meaning. And omni or omni means something like all, not missing anything, something like maximum. Omnism or omnism tells us that all of the religions that we currently have or might have in the future lead to the truth. The truth about creation, that it was all created. So we're talking about God, but God is English. We're also talking about Allah if we were talking in Arabic. We're also talking about Dios if we were talking in Spanish. We're talking about Theos if we're talking in Greek. We're talking about Khoda if we were talking in Farsi. You can write God in every single language. And what Omnism is saying is that that thing, the creator, is true. And that all the religions that we have or will have or had all lead to the truth. So I've added just a few religions in the world, one from Japan, one from Saudi Arabia, one from India, one from Africa, one from Iran. But I've just added a bunch of religions. And in today's world, we see that these different religions call all the other religions wrong, false, somehow misguided. Omnism is telling you that all of these religions lead to the truth, to God, to the one, to the source, to the creator, to the truth, to the ultimate reality, whatever you want to call it. But the problem is that people who live in different cultures speak different languages and express thoughts about the creator, the source, or the one in different ways. The idea in Omnism is that all of these religions are getting at the same thing. They're taking different paths, but they're all leading to the same truth. I'm going to draw an elephant, and it's going to help us with a metaphor. Now imagine that we had a blind person who was grabbing the leg of an elephant. And we had another blind person who was grabbing the tail of an elephant. And we had another blind person who was grabbing the trunk of the elephant. And we had another blind person that was grabbing the ear of the elephant. And as the metaphor goes, the different blind people would be arguing about what it is that they've grasped. The person who has grabbed the leg would say, it's a great, strong, thick pillar. And the other blind person that has the tusk would say, ooh, and they would describe something else. And the person who's grabbed the tail would say something else. And the person who's grabbed the ear would say something else. And these blind people would be arguing about what the truth is that they've grasped. But each one of them only has one piece of this huge thing. The omniist is saying that all of these blind people touching one small piece of the elephant all have the truth. It's just that they have one path to the truth. And there are many paths to the truth. The truth, the creator, the source, the one. Call it God, call it Allah, call it Ahura Mazda, call it Yahweh, call it Khoda, Dios, Theos, whatever you want to call the creator, the one, the source. There's all of these different people that have one part of it. And they think that everyone else is wrong because they've grasped something, and what they grasp, they think is the whole truth. But all of them are right, partially right, and they can all get to God because there are many paths to God. Omnism says about religion that truth is found in all of them. The blind man with the leg is right, that it is like a pillar, and the blind man with the tusk is right, it is like that, and the other guy is right, it is like that. So about Omnism, we would say that Shintoism, the Japanese religion, and Sikhism, an Indian religion, and Zoroastrianism, the Persian religion, all of them have a piece of the source. All of them are on one of the many paths to the source. And there's truth in all of them. Omnism also believes in the divinity of science. Science is divine, just like spirituality is divine. So here we can even add something like science as one path to the truth, the source, the creator, all of reality. Science will get you to some parts of it, just like Christianity will get you to some parts of it, and Hinduism will get you to some parts of it. And that's because God, or the source, is this magnificently, literally Magnus, huge thing. And so of course there would be different paths to get to different parts of it. The idea of omnism or omnism is that all of the religions are right. None of them are the only right way to God or Allah or Tao or the source or the path or the truth or the way or the creator, but each one has some truth in it. And don't forget the non-spiritual things. Think of physics and science as another path to get at the truth. After erasing the Nikola Tesla quote on the board, I want to switch to John Hick and then end with this philosopher. In his article, Religious Pluralism and Ultimate Reality, John Hick discusses religion and this problem of religious disagreement that lots of people, especially atheists, have brought up. If there is one God or one truth, then why are there so many cultures with so many different views about it, or how to reach salvation, or how to reach heaven, or whether there is heaven, or whether hell is temporary or permanent? And what John Hick says is that we should include all of the religions as potentially having the truth. It's a claim like omnism because he's saying that it's possible different religions have a piece of the pie, have a piece of God or the source or the truth or the way. If you would like to learn more about this religion, there's the Church of Omnism, established in America since 2021.